Hi everyone, it's Lauren and today I have another haul video for you, although this video is going to be slightly different because some of you may remember that I did the diversity tag about a month ago, I think now. I'll link it here so you can go and check it out if you so wish. The idea of this tag was to pick an author from every continent and talk about one of their books that you've read or a book that you would like to read, and I really struggled to do it properly or to be really kind of inventive with it. And when I was trying to find appropriate books for the tag, I was looking through my bookshelves and I was like, oh my god, I'm so white Western focused, like it was ridiculous, and I just was so surprised. So I asked you all for recommendations. Specifically, I struggled to find different authors from South America and from Africa. There was only a couple that I really had, and I really wanted some recommendations, and I looked through all my comments and you guys gave me so many recommendations. I also looked on some other people's diversity tag videos and got some inspiration from there as well. So I went on a little download spree on my Kindle and downloaded a load of the books that you recommended, and I thought I'd put them all together in a little haul today. So I'll start with South America, and I have two books by South American authors that were recommended to me. The first one is Isabel Allende, who is a Chilean-American author, and I downloaded Maya's Notebook by her. I think the book specifically that was recommended to me was The House of Spirits, although on my Kindle I couldn't actually find an English translated version, so I'm sure there is one in paper copy somewhere. So if I enjoy Maya's Notebook, I'll definitely be on the lookout for that. This book is about a woman called Maya, who I believe is from the United States, and she goes to Chile, and it's about kind of her life in Chile, her life in different areas of the United States, and kind of comparing that, so the different cultures. So that sounds really interesting. And then the second book that I got is Veronica Decides to Die by Paul Coelho, who is a Brazilian author, and this sounds really interesting. I hope I would have picked this up anyway, actually, if I hadn't been specifically searching for it. I recommended it. It's about a woman called Veronica whose life appears completely perfect and wonderful on the surface, but then one day, for no apparent reason, she decides to kill herself. And it's about mental illness, about, I believe, the author's time in a mental institution, or his experience of mental institutions. I might be making that up, but it sounds very interesting nonetheless. Moving across the ocean to Africa, I have four books by authors from African origin. The first one is a Mozambican author, Mia Couto, and I have got The Blind Fisherman, which is a collection of his short stories. The second book I got was Open City by Teju Cole, who is a Nigerian-American author, and this is about a man from Nigeria who goes to New York City, I believe, to study, so it's about his kind of immigration experience. The next book is a memoir by Binyavangan Wainaina, who is a Kenyan author, and it's called One Day I Will Write About This Place. And I don't really read memoir at all, so this is going to be quite a new avenue for me. And the last book I got was We Need New Names by No Violet Bulawayo, who is from Zimbabwe. And again, this is a little bit kind of coming of agey. It sounds like a young girl who's in Zimbabwe, and then you jump to her life in the future, when she's gone to the United States, I think. So these all sound really interesting. They've all got fairly similar themes of kind of people moving to or from the United States in different cultures, and the kind of culture shock and the immigrant experience and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's probably because although the authors have been born in countries all over the world, it's all been written in English. Well, most of them have been written in English, so I haven't really got very much translated fiction here. So probably translated fiction is like the next area I want to explore a little more. And I also got a lot of recommendations from people to read some of Khalid Hosseini's books, and I've not read any of them. So I downloaded 1,000 Splendid Suns. The Kite Runner seems really sad. I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for sad. 1,000 Splendid Suns may also be sad, but for some reason I just veered towards that one rather than the Kite Runner. But as I say, I've not read any of his fiction before, so give it a try. And then in addition to the recommendations that I got off the back of that diversity tag video, I also wanted to download some literature specifically by Black American authors, because so much of my understanding and reading of literature from the Western world really is from the white perspective. So much of our classic literature is from the white perspective, so I just wanted to expand that a little bit. And so I got I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, which I've been wanting to read for so long, so I'm really pleased. I've seen people talk about it a little bit more recently, and I'm glad that I just thought, no, I'm just going to get it. This is what's so great about having a Kindle. I can just be like, right, I just want that now. It's about time I read it, so I just got it. And I also got The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, whom I hadn't heard of at all until starting BookTube. I don't know if that's my own personal ignorance, or if she's just really not as well known in Britain as she is in the United States, I don't know. But so much praise for this book, so I'm really excited to read it. And the last book I have to show you today is a recommendation from someone not from the Reading Diversely video, but from a different video, and I think I showed some books about feminism or something, and somebody recommended me In Search of Our Mother's Gardens by Alice Walker, and I'd read The Colour Purple. I kind of read that a while ago and then sort of didn't know where to go next with her and stuff. It's a collection of her essays and apparently to do with feminism and women and stuff, so it sounds really interesting and kind of very different to some of the other books that I've downloaded in this little spree that I did. So those are all the books that I got. Thank you so much for your recommendations. I feel a lot of the stuff that you recommended to me unfortunately wasn't translated into English, which is such a shame, but thank you so much anyway for making me aware of authors that I wasn't previously aware of, even if they're not currently writing in English or their work currently hasn't been translated into English. And this, you know, I am by no means saying I'm done with recommendations. Like, please feel free to let me know if you've read any of these books, and if there's any more recommendations that you would give me from authors from anywhere, from Middle East, from Asia, you know, keep them rolling in. I do listen to what you say. So thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! This just made me so sad and angry for Mary Wollstonecraft, because this was written in 1792 and she was thought of as such a radical at the time, and when you read this it's just so obvious. You can imagine her writing it just thinking like,